What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the YDD podcast. In this episode we're going to be talking to a guy called Stephen Rattigan. Now Stephen is actually a Guinness World Record holder. In this video we're going to talk about what the record is that he holds, how he got the record, and everything related to it. Stephen is also a YouTuber and has amassed a total of 10,000 subscribers here on the platform. We're going to talk about how he managed to do that in detail, because one of the main things that made Stephen so popular is a series that he made called Peppa Pig for Adults. Now Peppa for Adults actually sparked huge controversy across the country and internationally as well. As a result, Stephen has had write-ups about him in national newspapers, international media outlets, and even had death threats sent to himself and his family. So in this episode we discuss everything relating to that and so much more. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
What's going on guys, it's Daz here and welcome back for your daily dose, and today guys we are here with the next episode of the YDD podcast. We are joined by a very special guest today. Well, unfortunately we're not physically joined, but we are talking through the phone tonight, but we are joined by Stephen Rattigan. Stephen, say hello.
Hello.
How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man.
Do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Well, my name is Stephen Rattigan. I am a fellow YouTuber like yourself, and I'm from Castlebar, Mayo. I have a channel, and I suppose one of the most well-known videos would be Peppa Pig for Adults, which we'll get into later. But
we'll definitely get into that.
Yeah. And look, I'm delighted. This is my second time appearing on your channel, and I'm delighted to be on the second or third. Is this the third or fourth? You did a few podcasts before.
Yeah, it's the fourth podcast, but it's the second one where I've actually had the... Yeah, and the second... Well, no, the third with YouTube. My first ever podcast was with my friend Zach, who does YouTube as well. But this is my second podcast where, like, the studio is, like, properly set up and stuff, where I have the blackout curtains and the microphones, like, and everything looks a bit more legit than it did.
And I went all out here. I got my backdrop to make it look like... we're... But I'm not actually talking to you. This is...
Stephen was gonna he hung the blanket up behind him to make it look like he was here. I mean, we're gonna just, like, not acknowledge it and pretend like he was in the room, but I figured it just... If anyone had clicked it and pointed it out before we did, I think we would have looked like bigger idiots, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm glad I did it anyway.
Oh yeah, 100%, because it's going to make the video look a bit better, so I appreciate that you went to the extra effort. But as Stephen mentioned there already, he said he's from Castlebar and Mayo, which is the reason we're actually doing this way as opposed to meeting up in person, because if you guys aren't from Ireland, you don't know, but Dublin and Mayo are on the complete opposite coasts of the country. So I'm on the east coast and he's literally as far west as you can go, so that's the reason we had to do it this way. There was just... It wouldn't have made sense for you to, like, drive down here. What's it, like a 4-hour drive to Dublin for you?
I think so. I'm at 3.5. I did it for the YouTuber roundtable there back in... I don't know when it was. But, yeah. I know. When I go to... Like, I have a brother who lives in Dublin. I probably would have gone at some point in the year, but I just figured, you know...
Yeah, you may as well get out of the way now.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a YouTuber yourself. You have the mic, you have the camera. You may as well just, like, be able to do it from the comfort of your own home as well, you know?
Yeah, it's great. I've got my feet up here, and I've even, like, I went as far as... I printed a photograph of you, and I have it behind the camera, and I'm looking into your eyes as I'm talking to you.
Oh, you have to be joking. Please tell me that's a joke.
That is a joke. That'd be just odd.
That would have been genius, though. I probably should have done the same. Right, actually, directly behind the camera where I'm looking is a Michael Jackson poster. That's close enough, I guess.
Is it the This Is It poster?
No, it's a photo of Michael Jackson from Cork when he performed in Cork in 1988. So,
you weren't at that, were you?
Of course I wasn't. I wasn't born until 95.
Oh, yes. I was born in 87, so...
Right. Oh, so you would have been 1, but my dad was at it, of course.
No, 88. That would have been the year after. Oh, wait, I would have been 1, sorry.
Yeah, you would have been 1, yeah. So my dad went to it.
I was actually there.
You were at the concert?
Yeah, I remember. I know I'm only messing. I would have been 1. I would have loved to have gone to him, though, in concert. It's a shame.
Oh, that would have been sick. Would have been sick, man.
He is unreal. Like, you know, even I've shown my kids, like my 5-year-old, I've shown him videos of Michael Jackson just to, you know, I thought when he looked at it, he'd be like, oh man, he's class, you know, just by that, but he wasn't that impressed.
Yeah, I don't think the kids appreciate it. So Stephen, I think we're going to start on this podcast. I want to kind of explain to people how we actually know each other, because...
It's a funny story.
It's a very funny, whenever I tell people, they actually think I'm nuts. Like, they think like wait, so when I get into the story, guys, you're going to understand why they think this, but people think that I was basically setting myself up to be catfished. You know that kind of way?
Yeah,
by going
yeah.
Out. So that's what people thought. People were like, are you actually off your head? But I was like, sure, what's the harm? So pretty much what happened here, guys. You've seen the vlog on this before, actually. I've done a vlog and it's on the channel. And that's the reason I'm kind of glad to get Stephen on here as well, because Stephen, I know I went down essentially to do Stephen a favour, but he done me a big favour by giving me, like, essentially I got a free 2-day holiday out of what you did for me, man.
Ah, yeah, but it was great. It was good crack. Like, it was good to have you there. It's a pity, though, we were tied up at the time. We couldn't really hang out and whatnot.
Literally tied up in the one spot. So, how this basically worked, okay? Stephen, actually, I'll let you tell the story of why you got in touch with me, and then I'll tell the story from how we ended up there.
Yeah, how I got in touch with you basically was I was in the process of setting up a Guinness World Record attempt. We were doing a official Guinness record attempt for charity, and what we were doing was we were looking through the Guinness Book of Records and we found one that we could beat. We were like, it was the longest group hug. Basically, it was to hug, and the current record, the time we had to beat was 25 hours and 10 seconds. And like there was all the
5 hours, guys.
I know, it's crazy. But there's there was loads of stuff involved in it. Actually, it was a fairly big headache. Like when it came down to like the rules from Guinness, was pages and pages of stuff. Anyway,
yeah, people don't realize that
it was a
not
nightmare.
Just hug and then you're done.
But the thing is though, our thing was a marathon event, like, so this was going to be going on for hours and hours. Like, it'd be easier, like, people said to me, why didn't you just try and fucking eat 100 crackers, or, you know, do something easier. And I kind of thought,
10 minutes, like.
Yeah, like, because the length of time of the record, they put a lot of things in, you know, like, there was I was worried about the camera the whole time, that something had happened, and I was worried because I was organising it, I was freaking out that something had happened, you know.
Yeah, so
but
ultimately
it
it came down on your shoulders, like.
Ah, yeah, but look, it went great. And the way we got to know each other is because I was thinking ways of recording a 26-hour video. I was thinking, God, like on Guinness, they said, like, basically you can use 2 different cameras and you can change memory cards and all that stuff. And I was like,
yeah, now, just to explain why you needed to record it, for it to be an official record, you had to have proof, which was either going to be a video or a Guinness World Record adjudicator had to be present. But what did it cost to get an actual judge in?
Yeah, to get the judge in from Guinness, it was like it was $6,000. Yeah, I think around $6,000. Like, yeah.
And especially because you're doing a charity event, it defeated the purpose to spend $6,000 and then to try and raise that money back. We didn't even raise
$6,000. We raised 4,400. You know, no, that didn't make sense.
4,000 is still a lot of money, man. That was like
4,440 to be exact.
444 across the board almost.
Yeah,
like.
I know. Look, it was great. It was a good cause and it was a cool thing to do. Like, and like we're still waiting to hear from Guinness. Like, it'll be a cool thing now to get into the Guinness Book of Records, but we'll see. Find out in February.
When you hear back from Guinness, do they tell you whether you actually are in the book or whether you get a cert, or how does that work?
How it works is you're on the website anyway. Like, Guinness have a website, the list of records and that. And I think the way the book works is they kind of rotate things. Like, different things aren't in it every year. Like, the group hug would probably be a sidebar kind of thing. But look, the thing is, the people who had the record last had it since 2012. So there's a good chance you'd be in the Book of Records at some stage through your hug.
I guess so, because there hasn't changed hands in 5 years. Like.
Yeah, exactly.
It was originally 5 girls from Leeds, wasn't it?
That was it, yeah. They did it in a train station in Leeds.
And now that record is now held on the Emerald Isle, what? Yes. You brought it over to Ireland for us.
Yes, hopefully now. I just hope, I'm still, until we hear official word, like, hopefully we get it.
So with the hug, so for guys just to explain really briefly how it works, they literally were not allowed break contact whatsoever. There was 4 lads on it. It was himself, Stephen, there was Brian, there was Nicky, and there was Sean. 3 of they were kind of school friends, or these weren't like best mates leading up to this.
No, we weren't best. Like, I knew Sean. I worked with Sean. I worked with Brian, the other guy in the hug, and Nicky. We just knew each other. Few of us went to school, and I worked with a couple of them as well. So
you kind of knew them, but didn't like.
I picked people that I knew were daft enough to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, to commit to 26 hours of hugging anyone, let alone 3 people you don't know too well, that's serious commitment. That is commitment for a great cause, though. So. Like, because myself, my friend Nathan, and my friend Amo ended up travelling down to Mayo anyway I was essentially there to record it, but then we also just like kind of went on the piss and stuff and enjoyed the weekend while we were there. But we were saying on the way down while we were there the whole time that we thought it was first off insane that you were doing a full stop. But we were saying if we were doing it, I feel like it would have to be with our best friends or with like people you were really close to. But then we kind of came to the conclusion that maybe it's better that you weren't close friends, because maybe it would have been weirder, or maybe it would have been less comfortable.
It's so funny you say that, like, because even like leading up to it, obviously I was thinking to myself, like, I'm gonna be hugging these people for the guts of 6 hours. I said, like, it's gonna be uncomfortable. We're gonna be in each other's personal space. It's gonna be this, that. But like, honestly, once we were fucking an hour into it, an hour and a half, none of that. We didn't care. Do you know what I mean?
It ended up just being a bit more crack than that.
Oh, I was going crazy. Do you know what? It was the amount of stuff that came up in conversation that night. Like, it was crazy. Like, and we streamed it all live on Facebook. It was crazy. That's that's how we met. Like, the reason, the whole thing with getting proof for Guinness, and I was thinking of the headache of recording it with video cameras. So I went on to our YouTuber group, the Irish YouTubers, and I kind of
there's an official Facebook page for Irish YouTubers that we're both part of, myself and Stephen.
I just shut out the question there. I just said, look, I'm not into streaming. It's not something I do on my channel. So I asked the question. I said, does anyone know anything about live streaming? I'm looking to do something, blah blah blah. And then you gratefully, you had a comment for me, and you were saying, use this and that, not this, and this stuff. And I was kind of writing back to you, what's this, what's that? And you were like, man, you don't know what that is. You were like,
yeah. I was like, you're really starting off like from basic.
Yeah, I hadn't a clue. And then I think I said to you, look. I said, how about you?
You added me on Facebook and texted me and said, can I call you? And I was like, sure.
Yeah, that probably just seemed a bit weird. Can I call you? I'm outside your house. I don't even... No,
I know where you live.
Yeah, no, and then I called you and I basically just... I knew before I was going to call you, I said, look, he seems to know what he's on about. I'm just going to offer him. I said, judging by his profile, he looks like a nice guy. I'm gonna ask him to come down and do it. And... yeah, it was great. You were kind of like, it was a bit of a random question to ask him. Look, how about you come down and do it? And I said, like, I know the guy who owns the hotel in town. I said, I knew he'd put you up because it was for charity and all that. And I just threw it out to you. I thought that, that'd be the thing to read in, the old free accommodation. I was like, come on down,
Yeah, because that was the thing. Like, because trying to explain to people that a guy from 4 hours away, from the complete opposite side of the country, rang me at a whim and says, can you come down and stay?
It was really
in my town. It was trying to explain to the people that you said, can you come down and stay, basically, essentially just stay with me for a weekend. And I was like, people just didn't get it. But to me, it was like, this is an adventure. It's an opportunity. And like, if I could bring my friends, it's going to be a bit of fun. So I was like, fuck it, why not? So I was more, like, the only thing about that weekend that was a pain was obviously to travel down, because the train took forever. But other than that, everything about that weekend was great. Like, I was there with my friends.
We're so used to going up to Dublin, though. The train to you, it seems
that's
so
the
long.
thing, man. Like everything, if you live in Dublin, everything you ever need is like within a 10-minute drive. You know what I mean? We have everything at our fingertips, but you guys down in the...
the sticks of Mayo, yeah.
In the sticks. Anywhere outside of Dublin, man, is like... it's bogland to us, you know what I mean? It's just... it's foreign, like.
But fair play to you. I could have been a serial killer waiting at the train station,
Yeah, so just a heads up to everyone else out there.
Again,
Yeah, very easily could have been. So a heads up to everyone out there. If someone ever rings you like that, and just don't do it, Daz, just in case, especially to the kids that are watching. If anyone rings you and says, do you want to come down to Mayo for the weekend? Probably not the best idea to say yes, but I figured it would be fine.
You could be on that Facebook page, Exposed. Did you ever see that one? I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah.
But
no, you won't get.
But
you won't get too deep into that.
It was a cool weekend. It was different. It was you're never gonna forget it. I'll never forget it. And
100%. That's the thing. Like myself and my two mates went down, and then we ended up making friends with you and the other three lads as well. We ended up sitting in the bar drinking with some of the locals. With was it Brian's sister and everyone. So we ended up, and then we went down so we met in Castlebar, and then we went from Castlebar to Westport, and we went down to a nightclub down there, and it was basically just a big piss up, a big drinking session while making new friends in a foreign part of the country, I guess. So it was great crack, because I'd never been to Mayo for anything other than work. I'd been down to do gigs and stuff, but never got to spend a night in Mayo. So it was great to do that, especially with the two lads.
I remember as well the day you came down. Like, I met you down in Loughlana, the lake in the town, and it was so foggy. It was like always, but you came at the worst time. I said to you, and I said, look, when you come down, I said, go down the lake for a walk, because you had to wait for me to finish work before we could meet up and stuff. And I said, look, go down the lake, kill a bit of time. I know you were into taking photographs and stuff, but you came on like the worst possible day. There was no view at all. It was
super foggy.
Yeah,
but the thing is, the picture of that lake, we went down, and there's a photo of me standing in front of the lake, and that's actually my YouTube profile picture now.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, if you look at my YouTube profile picture, it's actually me sitting in front of Loughlana, which is gas.
That's cool.
Now that I think about it, that's funny that it ended up that way.
Yeah.
But anyway, so as we said, ended up down in Mayo, and that was how I got to meet Stephen. And he eventually, after so the original record was 25 hours 10 seconds, and himself and the three lads eventually saw it out for, what did it end up being? 26
hours. And yeah, we didn't want to go, like, we were thinking we'd do, I think, yeah, it was 26 hours in total we did. I can't even remember, it's mad. I thought I'd never forget that.
I think he's done 26 and 10, like, to actually beat you by a solid hour, I think it was in the end.
Oh, yeah.
But,
yeah, that was it.
So the lads eventually broke a Guinness World Record, all in aid of charity, the
Irish Cancer Society.
Yeah, which is amazing. That's absolutely a brilliant thing that he's done. Regardless of, like, obviously the record is a bit of a personal thing and an accomplishment for yourself and the lads, but that amount of money to raise €4,400+ for a society like that was an amazing gesture. To be done. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Gesture to be done by yourselves.
I know, look, it was great. Sure, look, you were involved in that as well, you know what I mean? You had a part to play in it, look.
Yeah, I guess to an extent. No, I didn't have to do the hard work like you guys did, but I did have an involvement in it.
You did the video, which took the pressure off my shoulders, but I remember we had one stage during the record where the laptop, for some reason, it just froze for like 10 minutes.
Oh,
that was all, and it was grand, and we used the Facebook footage to cover that. But I remember for the whole the whole rest of the time, I kept we had to have witnesses there the whole time watching us, and I kept every hour or so,
5 minutes.
I'd be like, "There's still recording there. Check this out." I was so freaked out. Anyway, record is over, and thank God, it's in the it was great.
I'm really looking forward to hearing now in February if you
Do you know what?
Exactly, if you officially get it.
I don't even care if we do at this stage. You know what I mean? Raising the money was the great thing. Obviously, to be the icing on the cake, it'd be cool to get the official record cert. No.
And the thing is, you know you have that record.
Oh yeah,
whether they say it or not.
Jesus, I know I stood there for 26 hours.
You stood there holding hands or holding shoulders and backs, I guess, with three lads for 26 hours, and there was people there to witness it the entire time. So there was a minimum 2 people in that room watching them for the entirety of that thing to prove it. There was 3 different cameras watching them. It was my camera, which I set up. They had a live Facebook stream from a laptop webcam, as well as CCTV footage from the hotel itself. So there was literally there's undeniable proof that you guys did it. So if Guinness find a reason to take it away from you, I think that would be just the ultimate.
Hopefully the one, as well, the amount of publicity we got for Guinness, and we were on the Nicky Byrne and Jenny Green show. We were on that show twice with Nicky Byrne. We were on Ray Darcy. We were in the newspaper. We were in the national newspapers and local newspapers, and we got a good bit of publicity for it. But it was great.
Oh yeah, so it was class regardless. It was class regardless.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So that's pretty much how I met Stephen and how our relationship has flourished to this point. But Stephen, as you said, is also a fellow YouTuber, so there's something very, very different that he does to myself that I really, really want to bring up in this podcast. So for the most part, anyone who's featured on this channel is either a vlogger or plays games or whatever it may be, and they're that kind of YouTuber. But Stephen is a very different kind of YouTuber and has a fairly niche audience, I guess, a very specific thing that he does on YouTube. And you guys may have actually seen him before but wouldn't realise it. And he runs or produces a show on YouTube called Peppa Pig for Adults.
Peppa for Adults.
Peppa for Adults. Peppa for Adults. And it's to try and explain it as quick as I can, it's basically Peppa Pig episodes voiced over to where they're cursing at each other and saying dirty stuff. So it's the complete opposite of for kids. You can maybe summarize it better than I could.
It's funny, it's just basically the whole reason it started is it was an accident. I didn't think, I'm going to do this, I'm going to make these videos. My channel, if people look at my early videos, I made YouTube. I didn't YouTube was a way for me to upload just my own personal animations. I do animation myself, when I taught myself how to do animation with Microsoft Paint. So my early videos are my animations and me voicing over them. And it was my son at the time was mad into Peppa Pig on telly, and a guy at work had given me Peppa Pig episodes on my computer. You know, he said, "Oh, I'll give you I have all the episodes of Peppa Pig here. I'll give them to you for the young fella." I was like, "Sound." And one day I was actually working on one of my animations, doing the voices, and I was thinking to myself, because of my way, I never went to college to study animation, which I wanted to do, but I didn't. But so my way of making cartoons is very tedious, you know what I mean? With Microsoft Paint, there's loads of pictures involved and blah, blah, blah. So I was just thinking, God, just for the crack, I thought, God, it'd be great to use the program I'm voicing voicing my animations with, and just do it for the crack with Peppa Pig. I was sick at home of watching Peppa Pig episodes all the time, and if you actually watch it as well, she is a bit of a little bitch, and I've seen people write.
If you actually watch Peppa Pig, she is a little devious bitch. For the entire show, she is like.
Oh yeah, she's a fucking bitch. But anyway, I like the parents are so lovey-dovey. The dad is a bit stupid. Like, people probably aren't familiar with Peppa Pig, but. Yeah, and just for the crack, I clicked on a random episode. I said, Daddy puts up a picture. And it started off as a kind of 2-minute clip. And I just did the whole kind of, hey, fuck off. And I was messing, like. I remember the first time I'd seen a dubbed over cartoon, it was a Postman Pat. This was years before YouTube.
Do you know, I know exactly what one you're talking about. I've seen it.
Was actually where he's running around in a field and there's chickens chasing him.
Yeah.
And he was letting on that he was hallucinating, like, and he was like, Pat, fuck off. There was all these characters there. I remember seeing that video. I thought it was hilarious, and I just said I'd give it a go with Peppa Pig. But what, to my surprise, was when I put it on my own Facebook page. I didn't put it on YouTube. And I did. I put it on YouTube and Facebook, but it went mad on Facebook. Like, friends of friends were sharing it. Loads of people were commenting on it.
So, when did you upload Peppa for Adults episode 1? When did you upload that?
The 14th of January 2014.
So we're talking, it'll be 4 years next week.
Did I say January? No. Hang on, I'm going to tell you exactly when I uploaded it.
You go check it out, because the reason I want to talk about this is... So as I said earlier on, guys, you might know of Stephen, but not have known who he was. The reason I say that is because his first episode 1 of Peppa for Adults, has amassed over 1 million views. His first ever video has over 1 million views, which is absolutely insane. 1 million views is more than I could ever hope to get on this channel on a particular video, and he's already managed to accomplish that because he's actually gone into such a specific area of things on YouTube, that the audience for it, there's a lot more people willing to watch it, and there's a lot less people uploading it. So supply and demand is completely different in what he does to what I do here on YouTube with my vlogs and whatever it may be. So he's already managed to hit 1 million views on his first episode of Peppa for Adults, which, Stephen, I mean, that's an accomplishment in itself. If you don't get anything further with YouTube, you've gotten 1 million views on a single video, which is not something that people get to say very often.
Yeah, it was cool. I was delighted when it hit the million. It was not uploaded on the 15th of November in 2014, the first episode. But it originally...
Right, so it's 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. Before I had uploaded that, I mean, the full episode, I did a little clip, which was just done a few weeks before. It was the clip that went mad on Facebook. And after it went mad, I got such a... Like, people thought, oh, God, this is hilarious. I was like, God, I'm going to finish the episode. You know, I did the 2 minutes. I just said, I'll finish the episode. And that went mad as well. It was shared by a page on Facebook called the full episode of Peppa, episode 1. It was shared by the Benchwarmers Facebook page.
Oh, another one, yeah. I actually do like it myself.
Yeah. At the time, they had like 500,000 likes on their page. And I was like, oh, cool. They're sharing my video. It'll get a good out, and it'll reach a lot of people. But I got a great response on their Facebook page. And that on their page, it reached up on like 3.7 million. It got to... it was shared like 70,000 times. I was like, this is brilliant. That is the reason I think that it took off on my YouTube channel. Thankfully, at the end of the video on Benchwarmers, you know, it says subscribe to Stephen Rattigan on YouTube. So I think that the 3 million...
They did give you your credits. They gave you your credits.
Oh yeah, and like it says that at the end of the video, you know, subscribe to Stephen Rattigan on YouTube, so you could see that at the end of the video. So I think people that watched that went to my YouTube channel. Joe, I got... not a load from it, but that's what I think from the Benchwarmers uploading it on Facebook. That's when I saw the change in my YouTube channel. It started going up by thousands of views and stuff, which is mad. Like,
your channel is just under 10k at the moment, just under 10k, which I'd imagine is a milestone you can't wait to hit.
Yeah. Like any YouTuber, you love hitting them bits, like, you know.
Yeah, and how do you find it? Like, you know, I feel like in the sort of videos I make, especially doing vlogs and stuff, there's so many people around me, or from Dublin at least, who do the same kind of vlogs or same style of video. So it's very easy for me to meet up with other people who have very similar interests. Have you ever like come across people who you could possibly collab with by doing voiceovers on a video but they also do voiceovers, like not just getting a friend in or whatever? Have you found anyone else doing the same style of stuff you have that you've tried to get in touch with?
Yeah, I have actually. Well, after my videos took off, a few years later, I'd found out about another guy in Ireland who had done Peppa Pig videos. And we were like, I considered him my enemy. You know what I mean?
Alright, so it wasn't a friendly thing.
No, you know what I mean? I think he thought it the same way. People used to comment. His name is Walsh Unit. He's David Walsh, known as Walsh Unit. He's more of a Facebook content creator.
Right, I get you.
But yeah, he's done really well. His videos have done well also, his Peppa Pig videos. And people used to comment on his videos saying, oh, mine are better. And people used to comment on mine saying his are better. You know, so I think we used to have, we had this kind of competition between each other. Like, it was unspoken of, but this kind of, you're doing the same thing as me.
Yeah, an unspoken of rivalry, yeah.
Exactly. And, Peppa Pig went, it went well for me. I was a bit of a fame whore with it. I didn't just finish it one episode. Because I love about it the fact that I can voice over a cartoon and I can, I don't just dub it over. I take all the sounds out of Peppa Pig. It could take me 6-7 hours to make an episode. I put in all the sound effects, I voice all the characters, and once I did 9 episodes in total of that, I was actually...
You're still doing it though, aren't you?
No, I stopped. I stopped in the last episode was episode 9 of Peppa Pig, and the other series I'm doing is Ben
and Holly.
Yeah, the people who created Peppa Pig also have a show called Ben and Holly, and what I got
because I seen that and thought it was still Peppa Pig.
Yeah,
that's why I got confused.
Yeah, they look similar. But the reason, I created Ben and Holly was because a lot of people have commented on my video saying, "Oh, you should do Ben and Holly." And I think a lot of people who watch my videos as well are parents who have kids and watch Peppa Pig all day, and then they just watch mine for a bit of light relief or whatever. But
yeah. So have you actually checked analytics to see how old the people are who watch?
Yeah, I think like most of them are between 35 and 40. The highest,
right,
and then it goes down to I don't even know, but it's older people. There's less younger people, but there's a good few. More of my audience is in the UK as well. The UK is number 1 for me. Number 2 is Ireland.
All right, because what I was going to say there is I wonder see the way you're saying a lot of people that in your analytics are aged 35 to 40.
Yeah.
Have any of them do you reckon are kids signed into their mums and dads' accounts?
Yeah, I know exactly. It could be.
Because am I right in saying that you posted on the Irish YouTubers page a while back about there was some sort of controversy about you online?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't about me initially. What happened was in March, I think it was, stories started coming out on BBC did a story and The Sun in the UK did a story about how distressing Peppa Pig videos are tricking children into watching inappropriate cartoons. And it wasn't my videos, but I knew the videos they were talking about because I'd seen some of them on YouTube. They're quite daft. Like, it'd just be Peppa Pig and her head explodes and she's a knife. Yeah, like there's one where she goes
not actually vicious, like
yeah,
they
are actually bad. Like, she goes in and gets her tooth pulled and stabbed and all that. Now that isn't. I don't actually see the purpose on them. And my videos, I cannot emphasize enough. Like, I know that young teenagers watch my videos because, excuse me, I know they do anyway. And like, I've a 15-year-old at home. 14-year-old at home who's watched my videos, and he watched them when he was 12 and 13 because I allowed him to. I know he's not gonna watch my videos and then go out into the street and be like, you know what I mean? Because that's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, them videos were not mine. But I saw an opportunity. I was kind of annoyed by people were giving out stink about these videos, and I kind of thought, well, YouTube Kids was created for a reason. So I said this is a great opportunity to speak up, and I contacted The Sun and I did an interview with them in the UK, The Sun, and they said, I just said, look, I create these type of videos, but not the same. I said, mine is called Peppa for Adults, but I said YouTube is a platform for people to express themselves. Like, Minecraft, for some people, would be considered a kid's game. It's for, like, older people play it. I played it myself. but younger people play it as well. And there's people who voice over Minecraft videos and do the same thing, but fuck off, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, people voice over everything.
Yeah.
Everything that you see,
Like-
people voice over it. Like,
Yeah, it's my thing was it's a bit of crack, and kids should be watching YouTube Kids, and parents should kind of monitor what their kids are watching anyway. You know what I mean?
yeah, so it
But
doesn't fall on the creator to decide what. It doesn't fall on you to basically upload something that's kid friendly because kids are on YouTube. It's not your fault if they come across your content.
Yeah, but they wouldn't if they're on YouTube Kids. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they should be, especially because it doesn't really matter if 12, 13, and 14-year-olds see a voiceover like that. You're worried about the 4, 5, 6-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's the kid.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't like that age group to watch it. Like,
Yeah.
they're
So
pretty
you're
harmless.
You're looking for teenagers up. They are harmless. It's just you saying Peppa Pig saying fuck and whatever else. Like, but they're a bit of crack. Like, they're obviously a bit more comedic than what I just made it sound. But they are essentially harmless. There's nothing wrong with them. Like,
No.
yeah. So I think people take everything to heart these days. I actually mentioned
there was a lot of people commented on the Sun's post. They posted the story on Facebook, and there was people in my favour saying, look, he's right, it's a bit of crack, blah blah blah. But like, would you believe the story as well, that story from the Sun that I did an interview with them, and I said, look, it's harmless. I said parents should have more responsibility over what their kids are watching and whatnot. And America Online is an American, what word am I looking for here? It's an American, they do
media outlet?
Media outlet, yes. And they copied that story, the same one I did with the interview, but they kind of mixed it up a bit. They didn't kind of emphasize that I wasn't. So
it wasn't plagiarism, like? Is that what you mean? They changed
it a bit, but they made it out that I was the one doing the bad ones with the teeth pulling.
Oh,
and stuff.
right.
And would you believe that my wife was contacted by a crazy American guy who basically said, like, I cannot believe you're allowed to reproduce and your husband is a horrible person who makes these. I swear to God.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he said, I cannot believe you've kids. It's disgusting. He was quoting the Lord and all this shit. And and you know what? I went on. I messaged him. I said, "What the hell are you doing contacting my wife?" I don't even know how he found out who I was and she was. Like, through a story. But anyway,
how do you? Like,
I don't know. It was kind of weird. Yeah, but he was really
like if someone tried to contact my girlfriend, like
I've had
her on the channel and stuff, so they would know her name and that. But how in the name of fuck did they find your wife's name?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to. Serial killer stuff. I know. I don't want to say that.
He went through that effort.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he was such an ass. I just thought, but like, look, he'd read the story wrong in a way. You know what I mean? The America Online didn't cover the story exactly right either. So you know what I mean? He had a but the fact he went out of stream said, I can't believe you have kids and all this. Like, he would have seen from our profile picture. But I contacted him back. I said, what are you contacting my wife? I said, if you've any hassle, you can contact me. And what are you doing going to her?
They're my videos. Well. I never even thought of that aspect of it.
Yeah, I said, they're my videos you're talking about. I said, what the hell are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. But I say as well, I looked on this guy's Facebook page. I'm not going to mention his name, obviously. But I looked on his Facebook page then, I checked him out and I flicked back a few of his pictures. And one of his pictures is him giving the thumbs up to a photograph behind him of Donald Trump. And my Facebook profile picture is me giving Donald Trump the finger. So he probably thought, I'm not going to even bother with him. He's just,
Yeah, because
anyway, but it's crazy.
It's a wax museum or something you're in, isn't it? Or you just Photoshop yourself?
I Photoshop myself into it,
yeah. I know the picture you're talking about. I thought it was gas when I seen it the first time. But it's funny that, like, one of his profile pictures is thumbs up Donald Trump, but you were sticking your finger up at him. So there's no wonder he contacted the wife. Actually, I thought that would have enticed him more to go at you than to contact the wife.
It's mad though that he felt that much passion about this story. Like, to be like, oh my God, I'm gonna write to him. He's disgusting. I can't believe he's kids and whatever. Anyway, it's a bit of a laugh.
Podcast, I want his name. When we get off this podcast, I want his name. I have to search him.
Let's egg his house. I know. We'll fly to America just to, I know. But, like, it's crazy that it sparked that much hate in people. It's a bit of crack. Like, I've gotten generally positive responses to it, like, the Peppa Pig videos. Like, I got sick of doing them, like, towards the end. Like, in the last episode, I guess. It's a bit of crack. Ben and Holly is more challenging. There's more characters. There's a bit more of a story to it. But in the last episode of Peppa Pig, it's called episode 9, Pancakes. While I was making the episode, it's just the mums making pancakes. I just had a plane crash into the house and kill them all. So the last scene of Peppa Pig, it just zooms out from the garden and you just see all of their tombstones as the song "This Is the End" by the Doors plays. Just so people knew it was finished. But people were like, my subscribers were devastated when I did that. I still get like a lot of my subscribers follow me on Snapchat and stuff, but people still contact me on a weekly basis asking me, will I ever bring Peppa Pig back?
Like, so they don't have the same love for Ben and Holly that they had for Peppa, do they not?
They don't. I know they don't, like, but people do. Look, it's getting a positive response anyway online, and I like it because it's more challenging. I like doing all the different voices and stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, man, you could, with the thing with that channel, like the way your channel is set up, it's essentially made to, like, your whole channel is basically just based around, I'm struggling to say this, based around voicing over animations as a whole. It's not just Peppa Pig.
Yeah,
so
exactly. It's like I've done my own animations, which people haven't checked out as much, but they still, they've got a few thousand views and that. Like, I've done animations with Lego toy shorts, I call them. I love doing animation. It just takes a bit more time, like.
Yeah, because man, you have the opportunity you should basically just be looking up what the most popular child's program is at any given time, and you should just be jumping all over that, man. You should be making voiceovers of every popular child's TV show all the time, because you have to imagine, man, you could eventually make so much money off that if people are like, because there's more chance of people searching up, say now, I don't know what the big children's programs are now, say Paw Patrol or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Paw Patrol is more popular than Peppa Pig is now. So if you start voicing over the likes of Paw Patrol, you could have a much larger following than what you have right now.
A much larger following the haters also.
Oh yeah, 100. But that's the thing, man. You're gonna get that with any form of success. You're gonna have people like that who tag along for the ride. They're just there. They want to see you fail.
What annoys me about that though is, like, in fairness, it is a bit of a laugh. Like, and you don't have to watch it. Like, I see videos on YouTube that I'm like, that's stupid, or that's I don't like that. And
then you just click off and move on with your life.
The fucking thing. Do you know what I mean? It's
yeah.
annoying. And, like, in fairness, like, the thing about Peppa Pig is, anyway, like, because my version isn't what the characters are like. That's why it's so funny, because when the first episode is like, oh, you fucking cunts, she's just, the mother's mental. She's mental. She's my favourite person throughout that whole thing, because she shouts, she's a bitch. She's a nasty, horrible person who even at one stage, actually I'm not going to say it, but there's bad jokes that she says at some stage, and I think it's great because it's so far from the real cartoon. The people that watch it, the parents that watch it, or even kids that watch it, no, not kids that watch it, but you know what I mean, teenagers that watch it and know the actual cartoon of Peppa Pig, it's just so different from it that it's funny, I mean, it's a piss take. It's only a bit of crack.
Yeah, exactly, and people just need to basically get over themselves.
Like, I love what yourself and say the likes of Carl you had on last week do. Like, I watch your vlogs. I've been a fan of your channel since I got to know you. I've obviously, but I like checking out your videos. Carl's videos are funny. I'd like to do that kind of video also. Do you know what I mean? I'm not as comfortable talking. Like, I'm better in this situation, sitting having a chat with someone. I'm not as comfortable talking to the camera. I'm kind of better behind the camera, you know what I mean, doing the voices in my
the comfort of your own home.
Yeah. It's different talking to a camera that than speaking to a microphone that you're voicing over.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because it's the thing with doing videos like what I do. You have to basically talk to the camera as if they're going to talk back to you and answer the questions that aren't coming your way. You know that kind of...
Yeah, you're very you're very natural. You're natural at doing that. Like, do you know what I mean?
I appreciate that one.
No, but do you know what I mean?
Takes a lot of time to get used to it, man.
Like, I did one video where I talked to the camera, and it was just basically, it was after I killed Peppa Pig, it was a message to my subscribers, and I was just kind of thanking everyone for subscribing to the channel, and I was just announcing my new series, which was going to be Ben and Holly, and it's just called Message to Subscribers. But I found that difficult, just talking to the camera,
And was that like your face reveal on YouTube? Or was that your first time your face had been seen?
No. I done. Was that the first time? I did another video which was an interview with Donald Trump. My strange talk with Trump, where I kind of used green screen and I basically put myself in the White House talking to Donald Trump. It's a bit of a silly 2-minute video. But it was me talking to him, but like he was answering me as if we were in the same room.
Yeah, I get you. No, I was just wondering. I wanted to see was there many comments about how you look. I wanted, because obviously people build up if you're running a channel like that where you're just voicing over Peppa Pig for so long, and then people eventually see what you look like. I wonder, like, I expect there would be a lot of comments saying, I thought you would have looked like this, or I thought he would have had this kind of face, or being this height, or this width, or...
Yeah, no one actually said that to me. I know, because they're used to. But I like some people as well. I don't think realize I voiced all the characters in Peppa Pig either.
Because you only released a video recently showing that you did the voices, didn't you?
Yeah, that was just a way of just making a Peppa video, even though they were dead.
Yeah, you wanted to put it back out there for the people who have been around and been willing you on to make more Peppa Pig.
Yeah, I know people. I'm not gonna lie to you, that I thought, will I bring them back from the dead? Will I just do it? And I'm like, no, they died. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it.
It's hard to move on from something that's successful.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. But they're dead. I keep telling myself they're dead.
Like, man, you should start voicing over The Simpsons, SpongeBob, everything. You should voice over everything.
I did one little thing in Mickey Mouse, a short one, just because I can kind of do his voice. I had him coming up to the camera like, hi guys, do you want to come to the clubhouse? But he's all, he's obviously cursing.
Yeah, I get you. Right. Well, I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to bring up on this podcast. Anything else yourself that you'd like to mention?
I don't think so, Jazz. It's been
I'm glad I got to get you on because especially after you did me that favor, basically give me the free holiday. It's the least I could do by getting you into a podcast. As soon as you asked, I was like, yeah, you're in. Definitely, just say when.
Yeah, exactly. And look, I'm glad to be on the.
Yeah, man, genuinely, I do appreciate you getting involved and taking the time out of your evening, because for those of you guys who obviously don't know, it is 11:30 p.m. right now. We're recording this quite late at night, so man, I appreciate that.
No, but Daz, thanks a million for having me on, and I look forward to the next episode and the next video.
Cheers, man. So guys, don't forget to check out Stephen's channel. His link will be in the description down below or in the tab in the top right hand corner of your screen. Hope you did enjoy this episode of the YDD podcast. As I said, a huge thank you to Stephen, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Thanks very much. Peace.